think back about all the things we did as brothers on horses and stuff like that.
Seriously.
It's a wonder sometimes it's a wonder we were still alive.
I know.
Yeah, we used to try to get one another thrown off of our horses. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's seriously crazy that. Now, did Howard and James and any of your other siblings ever have broken bones?
I don't remember any.
It's crazy.
Seemed like I remember Howard having a cast or something on it one time, but I don't know. But not that I know of. I remember one time of course, we used to ride a lot of colts. We'd break a lot of horses. And Howard and James we were out riding out there in Ingram, and James got off and picked up a broom handle it was about that long, part of a broom handle, and he was just aggravating the horse that Howard was riding. I mean, just poking him with it and sticking it under his tail, and that horse was doing all this stuff, and finally, it got to where that didn't bother that horse anymore, so Howard threw the stick down. James threw the stick down. Howard gets off to pick it up, and James knows what's coming, so he takes off. And he was kind of looking back like this to see if Howard was going to follow him, and his horse hit an oak tree that was about this big around, and broke that tree off, and knocked James off the horse.
Oh my!
So we thought it hurt him really bad, so we're running up there to see if he's okay, and he's underneath this tree on the ground, and we saw that he was okay, so we thought it was funny then, so we started laughing and made him mad. He said, "Get this damn tree off of me!"
Oh, the tree actually fell on him?
It fell on him, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was not a big tree, it was probably about 6 or 7 feet tall. But it was on top of him, and yeah, he was on the ground. But his horse, I don't know if it ever slowed down. He went through the other side of the pasture.
You know that happened to me once, didn't it? I didn't break the tree, but I hit a tree limb while riding a horse, and it knocked the wind out of me.
Wouldn't surprise me at all, yeah.
Knocked me off the horse. I have like fragments of memories of riding horses because it was scary to me. I remember getting the wind knocked out of me by a tree. I remember horses just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, and I was just scared. Like, I remember falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary to me. I don't think I was very good at it. Doesn't sound like James was very good at it either, although they were just messing with the horses. And
who was?
your brothers.
Oh no, they were both good riders. They were just aggravating.
Yeah.
And whenever he realized that Howard was going to be doing the same thing for him, he thought it would be funny. He would just take off where he couldn't do it. Well, he didn't get very far.
Oh, he got what's coming to him.
Yeah, he got hit. We were always doing that. We used to break off those little willow limbs, 4 or 5 foot long, and have fights with them horseback. Oh, and everything was okay. You sling the thing and you hit those willow limbs, but when you held yours just wrong and they came wrong and ran down that thing and hit your hand with it, that would hurt.
Then the other person won. That means they won when they got you like that.
Oh yeah, we used to try to pull one another off. We'd grab hold of hands. And it's hard. Someone that really knows how to ride, it's hard to pull them off. It really is. But James and I were doing that one time, and I was never able to really pull him off. It's like I say, it's really hard to do that. But I got him this one time. I had his arm behind him, and I was getting around behind his horse, and when I started to go around behind the horse, I'm leaning forward pulling, and when I pulled on that horse, he'd come up and hit me right, which head? Probably this eye, just peel that hide back right there.
Ooh.
Knocked me smooth out. And I didn't remember getting off the horse. I remember hitting the ground, not hitting the ground, but standing on the ground. But I was cold cocked. and we come, tried to clean it up. We come riding to the house. I guess we were married then. I'm not for sure.
Oh, you were not a kid?
I remember that.
Anyway, we come to the house
Oh.
and it wasn't.
Who fixed you up?
Well, nobody. We just kind of, I don't know, cleaned it up. Well, I think we started going into town, and I got into town about where HEB used to be, there where the entertainment center is now. And I told Sharon, I said, we don't need to go to the hospital. It's just gonna cost some money. We'll go back to the house, we'll clean it up and fix it up. So we did.
No, I
Probably
don't
still
remember this.
She'll have a little scar there somewhere. Sure.
That bad? I don't remember it.
But it did knock me out.
Concussion.
Yeah. Well,
Peeling your skin back.
I've had
crying.
several of those. I was standing on Ingram Dam when I was senior in high school, and somebody got behind me and shoved me off the dam, and I lost my balance and hit my head on that thing, and it knocked me out. And when I hit the water in the bottom, I came to. But man, you talk about having a headache.
Good thing you came too. Good friends you had.
Boys being boys.
I hate that. Boys being boys. I know, okay.
I never did find out who did it.
Maybe it wasn't your friend then. So a lot of people fell on that Ingram Dam.
I know.
It's a dangerous place, but it's
I don't
also-
think I've ever been back on it since.
I bet.
Wasn't any sense to me going out there anymore.
I remember people skipping school, me included, and go down to the Ingram Dam and just kind of hang out there.
Yeah, you skipping school right in front of the school, huh?
How could we not? If you put this beautiful Ingram Dam with the store right across with slushies, it's right by the school and it's 100 degrees, and then you've got algebra, like.
Well, I understand that, but it seemed like you would get a little bit further away from the school if you're going to skip school, so they wouldn't.
We started to get smarter because then the coaches they could see us, and we went down further, like to the little deck, the little boat
Little
deck,
bridge.
boat dock, or like to the other side of the dam. We did start to get further and further.
I skipped school.
I did one time. Just once.
What happened?
Nothing.
What'd you do? Was it Ferris Bueller all over again?
No, just a couple of guys went out to one of these guys' places, and we just did nothing. I mean, it wasn't nothing to do.
Just skip school. That was enough.
Yeah, that was conscious for me. I just never did it again.
It didn't bother us. My school was so big, nobody missed you. There was a big highway. It's a huge school, and they had a crossover. Crossover there, just hang out. I don't remember anything we ever did, but you were skipping school. And you certainly were, and it wasn't all day. Sometimes it was classes, because this was high school, and you'd be back for the bus. No, we didn't.
Yeah, I've done that before too. It's like, yeah, okay, I've been here all day. Thanks for taking me home, school bus. I've been at school all day. Yeah. That's because school kind of sucks sometimes. Kids need to live their own lives.
You had different teachers you wouldn't do that to, and others it's like.
Yeah, that's true. I was telling Daddy I can't believe he hasn't broken any bones, and all these stories of falling off horses and Ingram Dam and all that. It's just, and one little slip, just can't
I know.
believe it. I guess
We
it
didn't
kind of
have
should.
anything that scary around, but we lived in the city.
Hot child in the city.
And at that time, it wasn't scary. But it was Ferguson wasn't St. Louis. St. Louis would be scary. Ferguson Florissant. Our own little niche. 800 and something students. No. In the senior class, there was 1,200 or 300, something like that. Huge. Just the senior class. This was like a mini college at that time.
A 1,000, you said?
At least 12 to 1,300 in the senior class. Crazy.
It is crazy. How many did you have in your senior class, Daddy?
50.
No, there's more than that.
I had 63, 64.
I really don't remember how many were in the class. I don't remember a whole lot of kids, just a few.
Well, you went to Tybee, though, right? I think it was probably bigger than my high school.
Oh yeah, I forget how many there were.
Well, it was probably 100 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a lot smaller.
They're all, a bunch of them are still here. They're trying to get him to come to the senior,
It's
the
it's
reunions.
it's going to be a birthday thing. 70 plus one. Last year was 70, so they didn't do it because of
Yeah,
COVID. They
okay,
wanted to
okay.
do 70 plus one birthday deal.
Are you gonna go? Yeah.
I'm not into those kind of things too much.
Well, there's plenty of them that know him, and they're after him. We'll see.
Oh, sure.
I don't know why he doesn't go. Maybe because he sees some of them a lot.
Oh, now would you look?
Yeah, I have mine.
I wanna see.
This is the 1968 antler.
Did you ever date any of those?
Me? No.
There's not one girl that you went on a date with?
Nope.
There was okay. Was there a girl that you really liked? Did you wish you could have?
Maybe.
Okay, who was she?
Sharon.
That you went to school with? Oh, her name was Sharon too?
Seriously, you didn't date any girls in high school?
But was there, he was so shy. Was there a girl you would have liked to have asked out or been friends with? You had to be.
Wait, hold on. So you didn't date all through high school, and you met, I just want to clarify. You met Mom in Bible college, but you went right after high school, right?
Right.
Well, not directly
Well,
after. It was graduated in May of '68, and this was went down there mid-semester. But so it started.
Did you
69.
date girls in between?
Nope.
Mom was the first girl you dated?
Yeah, and actually I had to. We became, well, Kenny, his cousin Kenny, who was personality-wise and outgoing-wise the opposite of David. That's why, number one, that he ended up at Bible college. And why, because I was already friends with Kenny.
Oh. Okay.
So, between me and Kenny, we, David was super shy. I remember when I met him, he couldn't look you in the eye, he would look down. I was drawn to that
Yeah.
mainly because that's who I'm drawn to is, Kenny says, no, his intentions were just, this is my cousin. And
Yeah. What'd you
but he
find
said, your personality is the opposite of David's, so.
Yeah.
I go, oh yeah, like you, Kenny.
What'd you find, Daddy? You taking pictures of your pictures in there?
No.
And you really couldn't, at Bible college, it was kind of perfect for someone like David. You couldn't just start dating people there. It was Bible college. and the guy was David Coote. Was like so strict. It was like going to be a nun or something. Everybody could. You had to have a chaperone. If you decided you wanted to date, it was all these rules. But you just start making friends. Sandy was there for a short time. She had met. Actually, she and Kenny were real close because Kenny at the time was dating Sandy and Ray's sister.
Oh, that's me. I don't know. I barely even knew the
But
world
that-
I was
That
living
didn't
in.
come into fruition. But yeah, it's just crazy when I think about it, how Sandy and I came from St. Louis and now we're both married Texans and we're still just, and she's in the, talk about being in the country, now she's really in the country. Utopia.
Utopia sounds
I,
like. No, thank you.
it's,
What are you seeing in there, Daddy?
Horror stories.
Oh my god.
who was your favorite teacher?
The home ec teacher.
Why?
Did you get to
I'm
eat?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Were you in home ec?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daddy's he's such a silent trickster. He's so quiet, but when he does speak, you don't really know what he's really saying. He's the silent trickster.
Most of the guys that joined home ec was because they got free food.
Were you really even in home ec?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never understood how they would let the boys join home ec, but they wouldn't let us join shop.
You couldn't join shop?
No, not when I was going to high school.
Shop is where I made that beautiful loaf of bread that you can put pencils in, Daddy.
I still have that.
I know,
Yep.
it's wonderful.
I also have that little name placard thing.
Ah,
that
that's
you
why I
got, too.
made that in there too. I love home ec. I loved all those things.
And Brian went to home ec because he made my apron.
That's right.
I don't even think they have home ec anymore in high school, do they?
I have no idea. Wouldn't surprise me if they didn't.
They should. There's so much to learn, even if you don't want to cook the basics. But shop too is so important. I'm sure they've got that, something like that.
Depends on the school.
And then I was in all the music stuff. I love that. I didn't skip that. I had already started learning notes by hearing. But when you go to music, you got to learn notes. Or the understanding of it. And so for whatever reason, the teacher we had would play a note, and then we were to write down what notes they were. Like if she was playing in the chord of F, she'd play F, A, C, which is part of that chord. Me already knowing what she was playing, because I went by ear, I would automatically breeze right do that because I would know the note. And everybody behind me would write down whatever I was writing down.
I love
Because we couldn't read notes, none of us.
So you were skipping school and cheating. I'm just taking notes over here.
Yeah, but I didn't skip her class.
Oh, yeah, no.
We only skipped certain classes. We didn't stay all
I think
day.
I was the same way, yeah. We would skip certain classes too. It was usually the teachers that were mean.
Oh, always. It's like they're jerks.
Yeah, why am I going to show up to your class?
You're gonna fail me anyway, whatever.
Seriously. Why would I show up to you?
They never got failed because, I mean, you would have to be really bad to be failed because you would always be able to make it up.
Mm-hmm. It's still like that.
You will graduate. Okay?
Yeah, bye, get out.
Yeah. We're not gonna keep you another year.
No.
And it was pretty laid back school too. No one ever, I don't ever remember anybody getting in major trouble unless they were really bad kids, period.
Bad kids.
Now they've got like officers all over the place all the time. Of course, it's huge. Still, it's a huge school. They had our class had their 50th reunion several years ago, and they all went up to the school and did the tour. A lot of things still look the same, and then it was McClure 68 on Facebook, and they had we sponsor they sponsor certain things to keep up with it. But you could, it's so funny when they did the tour. Apparently, there was still some school going on because you ought to see these kids like, ew, these old people.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Ew, yeah. I haven't set foot on the Ingram campus in many, many years. I mean, I've driven past it, of course. It's been a long time since I actually walked onto that campus.
Y'all have a Facebook.
Of course, everything's on Facebook. I hate it all.
Well, there were so many of us. It wasn't, again, of course, I never went to any of the reunions. I'm not going to travel back to St. Louis for that. And so there would be no, do you remember so-and-so? Because we were never that close. There was, I did find, because I had my yearbook, I started, a few years ago, started trying to find, it's so hard when the girls don't put their maiden name down. And so I started trying to find them on Facebook, and there was this sweet girl. We never were in one class together, but we always rode the bus together.
Oh.
So she lived somewhere close in my neighborhood, and she had the biggest eyes with the biggest lashes. And so anyway, I typed in her name. It was some kind of huge Italian, long Russian, I don't know, the last name, Nancy. And she didn't use her maiden name. But I started typing it in, and then what you have to do is, all these years later, you got to try to see if you can see if that's what they look like, something. And I couldn't. And thankfully, she was still in that area, so I would type in Ferguson, Missouri, or whatever. And I finally found, and I would look at their pictures, and I found someone that I would have never picked that was her, but I noticed on her friends, one of them looked just like her. It was her daughter. Looked like her. So I got on her site, and I found out that was the one. So I messaged her, and it sure enough was her. That was Nancy. We're still friends on Facebook.
Oh, that is sweet.
But her husband had died suddenly. She had had 2 daughters, and he died 20-something years ago.
Oh my goodness.
But she still lived in the same house, and her eyes, when you look at them, they're there, but her hair is like mine, pure white. And her daughters lived maybe in Illinois or something. Anyway, they finally convinced their mom, because they had this big house, this big yard and everything. The daughters finally convinced their mom to move closer to them, which she finally did. Very sweet. And I connected with a couple of them, you know, why.